Okay, so this is a quick little mini tutorial to help with editing mobile and duplicating page for a couple people. But basically, so this is my desktop version right here. So I'm going to add something. Let's do a Facebook recommend button. I'm going to put it right down here. Okay, so I've just recently added these three things to the desktop. I put them where I want them. We're going to pretend I changed this image, but we'll just use the standard image. This is a little bar. Let's make it a little bigger. And let's add text, because text is always a fun one. So let's add this text here. You go ahead and edit the text. We'll edit it down a little bit. I'll put it right here in between all this stuff. Alright, so I've added these things, all these things down here, other than this reserve my seat button. And we're going to go now to look at the others. So we have mobile, or excuse me, tablet, and we have mobile. So you can see I did some work on this already, but here's all the new stuff. Okay, so you have a couple options. You can simply drag it over here, put it wherever you want yourself. You can, let me make this a little bigger so I have more room to work with. Or you can come up here and click the little wrench, and you can tell it, you can take all the elements off by saying littering elements. Let's do that. So now they're all over here. Now we're going to say place them all on the content. Okay, so it places them where it thinks they're supposed to go based on where you added them and stuff on desktop. It does pretty good. Okay, so if you do want to change some things, which we definitely want to do down here. So for one thing, I need to move my footer down to give me some more room to work with. We're going to take this off of the footer. Okay, so now we've got this text here. Say this text is too big. Oftentimes, see, I already made it small. Let's do one more piece of text that's bigger. I'm just going to leave it right here, looking all weird. Come back over here. Here's our new text, and it's much too big. Okay, it's not going to fit how I want or where I want. If you resize this text, right here, if I change this text with this, if I do anything to change the text or the font in here, it will affect the one on desktop. Okay, for text it's special. You have to do it a little differently. You have to right-click it, and you have to say Customization. Only on mobile. This isn't on desktop. On mobile, if you go to Customization, you can change the color, the spacing, and the font, the size of the font. Okay, so we're going to move that text down. To move these boxes as well, I'm going to move this text down to about that size. And then I'm going to drag it down. Button out of the way here. I'm going to center it. Okay, because I right-clicked and I said Customization, when I go back to my desktop, you'll see the text is still big. It didn't change. It didn't get smaller. I can change this text again. Let's make it really big. Okay, now it's super big. But if we go back over here, it's not changed. Okay, when you do the customization thing, it will stick with that device. So the same over here. I've got the new big text here. And it's just too big. I need to make it smaller. Again, you usually would come in here and change the size here. Instead, you're going to right-click and say Customization, and then change it here. So I'm going to say that size looks good, and I'm going to make it some other color. You get the idea. So then I put it down here, and it looks good on tablet. It's a good size for tablet. Okay, so pretty much all of it is like that. It's the same thing. The images, those don't have a separate setting for size. You can change those independently, like so. So I'm going to make it that size, but if I come back over here, it's still over here the same size it was. If I make it much bigger over here, and I come back to tablet, it didn't hurt any changes we made. Okay, so it saves all these changes. We still have these new things over here. I can choose to add them automatically right here, or I can choose to drag them down here and add them where I want myself. Like so. And then just to make sure, Let me get this bar up here. We'll put that down in the footer. And we'll add a little space for this guy here. This guy might not be the best guy for mobile. I don't think it's something I can really change the size of too much. Let's see. No. So what you can do is you can hide it. If you hide it, it goes up here. You can always click back up here to see them again and just add it back with this button right here. But if you hide it, it only hides it for that device. If I come back over here, you'll see it's still where I left it. If I come back over here, you'll see it's still right here. Right here. Okay, so it's still there. It only hid it on mobile. Alright, same thing. If you go to mobile and you add something, generally it will only add it here on mobile. Once in a while I've seen it add it to desktop or the other ones, and if so, you just hide it. If you don't need it on the other ones, you just hide it. So I'm going to put this text back here. I'm going to put this behind this text. I'm not going to save this, I'm just showing. So I'm going to tell it go background. You do it until you get it behind all the text. Okay, so there we go. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, then we preview it. And look at that. So everything's there how we wanted it. You can preview the other devices as well, including desktop. So desktop was beautiful. Now it's all crazy with all this stuff, but you get the idea. So I'm going to delete this new stuff. You see, I deleted it. It deletes it everywhere. Delete is the whole page. So if instead I wanted to keep it on one of them and not the others, I would have hid it. If I had hidden it on desktop, it would have still been here on the others. All right, but just to make sure. Beautiful, all gone. All right, so that's how you do mobile. You go back and forth. If you do your whole desktop first and then click the little wrench, there's not a lot of work to do except for a couple customizations of text size. If you do it while you're going, then you'll pretty much be editing 3 devices completely, individually, all total. So I definitely suggest that you get desktop as close to done as possible before you do much work on the mobile and tablet to save yourself some time. Remember to hide things if you don't want to lose them, and remember to right-click any text and say customization if you want to change its size without affecting the desktop version. All right, last but not least, let's go to show you how to duplicate and back up your sites. So you can see here I have a backup of this one. I do this pretty often. It's just in case something happens, you have a backup. If you make some crazy edits and it's too late to press the undo button for any reason, then it's nice to have a backup beforehand. If you don't know where the undo button is, I'll show you right at the end here, but just to show you how to do this, you just go to more options, duplicate. It says, do you want to duplicate? We say okay. And it gives you a duplicate right here up at the top. Then I go to more options, I rename it, and I say, okay, this is a backup, and we did this 081017. Save. If you just press enter, it'll click cancel, so you have to actually click save, and it'll do it. So now I have a backup of this. I can edit it. If I lose this or for any reason I have problems with it, I can come in here, unpublish it, or disconnect my domain, and then instead publish and connect my domain to this one, and this one can be the live good one. All right, so either way, but I definitely recommend you back up. If it's your own site, if it's important, if it's a client stuff, back it up in case there's any weird errors when you're making an edit that you can't fix with the undo. Real quickly, I'll show you the undo button, and then I will finish this one. All right, so you're in here, you're editing. You know, for whatever reason, you accidentally deleted something with the delete button. You moved some things around in a weird way, and you don't remember exactly how you had them, and everything is just all messed up. If you come up here, you got an undo and a redo button. All right, so if we undo, yep, you got it. And that's it. So now there's no more undos left. Everything's back how it was. No harm, no foul. If I want to redo those things I did, I can do that as well. So make use of the undos. Make use of the duplicate as a backup so that if something does happen, whether it's your fault or BuilderAll servers or anything like that, you and your information or your client's information is safe. I think that's it. Let me know if I can help with any other videos. Thanks.